look like
There's
one.
where it's burning.
Hey, everybody, I'm Captain Tommy Scoble, and you are on the lifeboat. Let me look at that one more time. And you are on the lifeboat. My goodness, people. You know what? This is for all of our friends in Texas. There's a lot of that damn state is on fire.
3% contained.
Yeah, it's the largest fire in the history of the state, and it is somewhere in the ballpark of under 5% contained, which is frightening. So, sorry, people. Lovely. That's how you want to start your adventure. Lovely. So,
Like you all you want.
how's everyone? How are you? Hey, V, Dixie 504. Good to see you. Hey, Simon's girl. Thank you for being you, and you know.
For real.
And you know what I mean. Thank you for being you, Dixie. Michael J, good to see you. Is that IA? Iron? I don't know. Amber, how are you? Mr. Wolf. I feel like Texas is a look over here. Is burning. Let's give me that again. I feel like Texas burning is a look over here. Well, you know, it could be, man. It could be. There really is. There's something, you understand what he's saying, right? A Freddy, a false Freddy, because it's just one of those things that does seem like it may be happen to be torching in a place that doesn't seem to be. I don't know, people. It's a pretty wild world that we're living in. Queen of Awkwardness, good to see you. Carrie Bruton, good to see you. Tree Hugger, Archie's mom, good to see you. Davey, Ali, how are you? Like a rolling stone. Glad you're here. JD. JD's beautiful, by the way. You just don't know that because all you can see is a JD. Piano Mom. Good to see you. Hope it's a brisk morning. I'm sure it's lovely, actually, this time of year. Danny's mom, proud of you for still being sober. I understand how you feel. There are those days, aren't there? Rains in southern Arizona. Weather is weird. Yeah, Judy, I agree with you. There's some strange stuff going on with weather. And there's just a lot of strange stuff going on all over the world, to be really honest with you. And I think we're all pretty hip to the fact there's a lot of really strange stuff going on all over the world. Now, a couple other things. Number one, good chance you're unsubscribed. This is an epifriggindemic. It is. By the way, I wish, is it possible that you could get into the camera view for just a second? Because I kind of want your face on film for this. Because this is something that's going to mess with Johnny Scoville. And I don't think he caught it yesterday when Mark Wages was on. But Mark Pyers has had his channel taken down. Apparently, he violated something with the big red button, and Pyers is gone. That's a poker face. I expected a slightly shaking it off. You don't buy it? No, check it out and tell me if I'm wrong. But Mark Wages told me that is the truth. He has been on forever.
So many questions.
Yeah, Spanx Calhoun says unsafe content or something or other. Yeah, Spanky. I think that's what Mark said it was unsafe content.
I'm worried about that guy.
Yeah, it's Dixie 504 says still subscribed. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you for looking and checking it out for real. It is an epidemic. Yeah, no, it's crazy, right? Paratrooper Chad, just wait. The weather is going to get weirder and the people too. Geomagnetic excursion. Look it up. Has effects on people and everything else. Fun. Doesn't sound fun, Chad. I think you might be going for irony there. It does not sound like fun. Speaking of no fun, guess what? Thank you, Tammy. I am out of here. And I really am. I'm sure that you looked at that thumbnail and thought he's doing one of those clickbaity things. I am out of here. We are packing up this feces show and taking it on the road. This is, by the way, a full Scoville road trip. There are going to be at a minimum 3 of us road tripping, which is, and I will not forget my glasses. You know what? I have a backup pair here. Someone has already caught me squinting, which is why they said that. And now I will be busted by Lisa, who's going to yell at me. Hold on, where? I know they're here because this is where I did the last show. And I usually don't walk off with them. But I got a backup set. So just in case. Now,
Always got 37 very glasses.
now here's the thing about these backup glasses. The last time these were cleaned, right, was the same day that the purveyor of Mung cleaned his glasses. What's his name? What's his name?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna get in trouble. I'm about to get in trouble.
Sanders.
Bernie Sanders. Listen, I got nothing against Bernie. You understand? I truthfully have nothing against Bernie.
He's
In
the
fact,
best thing that ever happened to cartoons.
he's the best thing that ever happened to cartoons. I was going to say something very similar to that. I not exactly the same way you did,
Forget
but
politics.
Calhounis, look who I found. Late for work, this thing is. Late for work. You are lucky, and I mean lucky, that I love you the way that I do, because if you were any other feline, no, it's not true. I probably wouldn't fire her even if she was another cat. But this late for work thing. Oh, Midnight, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. This crew truly is amazing. Lisa Marie, why do I feel like you and I just ran into each other somewhere else recently? Didn't I just see you somewhere else? I'm trying to remember where we are. Who is looking after Squirrel? Here's the good news on that. There is actually going to be a team of people that are visiting my home whilst we're gone. And the beauty of that is twofold, right? That way I get the kitty looked after and the pool, right? It is, we are approaching this, the time of year.
May I interject with a quick thought?
No.
Pyers got sick of being online and he did something ratchet because he didn't feel like doing another day.
You think that's what it is?
That's exactly what it is.
That is Johnny
I'm
Struggle.
sober. He would had 100 days longer than I had sober. I told you I'd stay sober longer than he'd do his show. He
You
just
think?
got sick of it. You bet. That's what I believe. He just
No,
did it on purpose.
Johnny
He pulled the
Scoville. Johnny Scoville has gone on the record. People, do not hammer me or send me ugly mail for what Johnny Scoville said, because I didn't say it. You didn't get it from me. Tampa Bay, man. Good to see you, Tampa Bay. Glad that you are here. More than you know. Sorry.
He's still on. Here's his channel right here.
Well, I'm telling you what, it was divulged yesterday on.
Every
So
single
what
video
is-
is still there.
So what is it? Oh, you know what? It's demonetized. It's not gone. It's demonetized.
Oh, he didn't do that on purpose then.
Yeah.
He did not do that on purpose.
I'm
That's a big
sorry.
difference.
I'm sorry. That's a very, very, very big
I like
difference.
to adjust my theory.
Johnny Scoville stands corrected. He said, no, that didn't happen. Thank you, Midnight Show. I really appreciate you.
Who's taped out? Or what?
You know what?
I'm sorry.
Johnny
I'm going
Scoville.
to show myself the door.
Johnny will be leaving at this point. He's checking. He's showing himself the door. No, you know what?
I'm sorry. I'm going to go now. See why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. Or Johnny Scoville around. Hold on. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this people has something to do with my my deal with all of Australia. I am going to continue. This is my promise. So those of you who are Aussies, right? Thank you so much, Stand for Truth. I really, really appreciate that. And we're putting Calhoun in charge. Don't worry, we're not going to leave the older people in charge. I promise. Will we be going live from the road? Oh, there wouldn't be a road trip if we weren't going live. That's the purpose of this. We are going live. I am taking you to the world's biggest pepper festival. Now, is that the truth? I don't have any idea, but it sounds damn good, doesn't it, Calhoun? Can you give me a thumbs up? Calhoun thinks it's a good idea. Now, I think it might actually be the largest pepper festival in the U.S., but I need to get a little somebody to back me up on this. Johnny Scoville.
Sure does.
I think if I'm not mistaken, this is the largest pepper festival in the United States of America. Even if it's not, I'm taking you with me anyway. We are going on this road trip together. Why, thank you, Judy. What a kind thing to. I may end up having to take you up on that at some point. As it turns out, there are some family coming into town, so this works out. There's going to be some people, but I very well may have to take you up on that in the future. I like it. Gimbal packed. And here's what's better. You want to hear something insane? Spanx Calhoun knows how to use it. You know how long I've had a gimbal and have not known how to use the thing? I'm not exaggerating. Do you have any idea how long I've had a gimbal?
Took me about 30 seconds to learn it.
You know, you don't need to rub that kind of crap in, Calhoun. That's just not nice.
No, I'm just bragging myself.
All right, go away now, youngster. Nobody wants to hear your. Keep in mind, everybody you're saying this to is my age, not yours.
You just go to the little table.
Yeah, exactly. Did you hear that? Your Uncle Johnny said you're getting ready to get sent to the little table. You're not gonna have to eat at the small table at Thanksgiving now. Yeah, kick that around. That is the ultimate form of punishment, or used to be. Oh, I hated the small table. Tuesday Thomas says, I like a little spice, heat in the foods, but not so much it hurts. Life is painful enough. No need to go looking for it. I'll tell you something, Tuesday. I completely understand this sentiment. I do. I 100% understand this sentiment. Now, that said, I was addicted to heroin, right? To the tune of about 7 grams a day. Not a lot of logic in that, right? One of the reasons that I did it was because of, I'm a drug addict, but it started out as the treatment of pain. And as we started to damage ourselves, we were talking about this the other day, as we began to damage ourselves, we did not back off at all, sadly. And this is what kids do. You don't think about it. You're going to live forever and you're never going to be 50 years old. So you didn't have to worry about how you're going to walk when you're 50. Hell, we're not going to hit 30. So we continue to make really bad decisions. Capsaicin has become, for the Scovilles, what the morphine molecule is for many other people. The little table is a riot. This Calhoun. You know what? At the age you're at now, honestly, I think I'd rather be at the little table. Wouldn't you? I mean, think of the little, honest to goodness, like we don't want to out any of your relatives, Calhoun. We don't want to dox anybody. But think about the big table. Sadly, we're stuck at the big table. You reach a point in life where the big table starts to suck. I think we may be at that point. I think we may be there. Balake Richardson, member for 8 months. I haven't even been on the air 8 months. Is this possible? You really could have been a member for 8 months? Thank you, Balake. You know how long I've been around for real? It's been a long time. I saw you on live with Rabbit last night, Lisa Marie. That's right. That is where I saw you. I love Rabbit, by the way. I really do. I dig watching Rabbit stuff. I like the way Rabbit does what she does. I just do. And you want to hear something crappy? I'm going to do it. That's when Johnny Scoville is supposed to start yelling the names of different states and provinces from the area that we grew up in.
Well, I was waiting to hear how that was.
This is he starts screaming those out, and it keeps me from saying.
Hang on, just wait to see where you go. Is this looking for Concord?
No, I'm just gonna let it go. I'm not.
Springfield.
No, I'm just gonna let it go. So this capsaicin thing actually does wonders as a pain medication. Now, does it hurt? It does. It does. That you bring the pain on, right? I want you to picture suffering, right, on a scale from say 1 to 10, right? They're eating a tube of terror is going to put that suffering here through the mouth is going to get into that 7 or 8 range in terms of pain. I don't mean heat. I mean pain. Right? but it's going to wear off in about 10 to 15 minutes. You feel me?
All right.
When it wears off, all of the chemicals that your body sent to deal with that terrifying mouth pain, they don't go away. They last a really long time. So on days where I have pain that is unbearable, sadly, it doesn't seem to do squat for my here. It doesn't help much with migraines, unfortunately. But for like skeletal muscular pain, it has been absolutely remarkable. It has been nothing shy of remarkable. Now, I like heat in my food. I do. For instance, Spanx Calhoun and I yesterday had a killer slice of pizza here in town. 4 of them, right? 4 slices of these pizza could cover a Cadillac. I don't mean a Fleetwood Brougham.
New model?
No, a newer one. Yeah, no. I don't mean a Fleetwood Brown or any of the really, classic big ones. But these are big slices of pie, were they not, Calhoun? Just for a little bit of perspective, right? And I know I'm old, but are you ready? This is a $9 slice of pizza.
I didn't know it was $9.
I'm not joking. It's a $9 slice of pizza. Which, I don't know, if you've never had a $9 slice of pizza, you really need to. Here's the crazy thing. It was worth $9. Tattoos have the same effect. Endorphins released. They do. Tree hugging. No question. Johnny goes, and here's the thing about tattoos. Tattoos are lovely because they're a slightly less pain. That one actually dances on the, that's kind of nice pleasure kind of a pain thing. Now, capsaicin may do that for Johnny Scoville. It does not do that for Tommy Scoville. That's not a pain I enjoy, right? My brother digs it. 33 days off of what? I'm sorry? Lauded.
Good Lord, man.
33 days off of hydromorphone?
Like 66 days off.
God, Lord in heaven.
Wow.
I mean it.
Wow.
I have a level of respect for this that is probably different. And look, I don't care what you quit. I mean that. I don't care if you're trying to quit smoking pot, quit smoking cigarettes, chewing tobacco. I honestly do not care what the habit is because we're all in the same boat. This, however, is a drug that I really abused the crap out of. And it is a difficult drug to beat. And I don't want to go into the details of why it's such a difficult drug to beat because it's likely to be a trigger. But I promise I'm going to cover this at a later date. But my hat is off to you, literally and figuratively. 33 days. We are into month 2. That has got to feel fantastic. That has got to feel fantastic. I am proud of you, and you should be proud of yourself. In fact, you know what? I like the 33. It's just it's a cool number anyway. But how about just a 33 and a little recognition of that for me? Can we do that? Because I'll be really honest with you. That's good stuff right there, man. We'll throw out a rolling rock salute. What do you think? From the last line, Tinks of Old Latrobe, number 33, a tribute to your good taste. Do you want to hear something that's kind of weird and a little bit frightening? I was not an alcoholic at any point in my life. I really was. I mean, my drinking never progressed to the point where, I've blacked out. I've done all of the things that you kind of do when you overdrink in college. I've done all of those stupid things at one point or another in my life, but I never had the addiction, right, to it. But because of the mind that I had, especially when I was young, I don't know that there is a beer that I can't tell you everything that is written on the bottle or the can, the label. It's just one of those odd things that because, you spent so much time in college. you spend so much time in college just sort of pouring that stuff back. When I was thinking about it the other day, and somebody, it was a Budweiser reference that somebody brought up, and I started to do the little slogan that's on the front of a Budweiser beer can. And my brother started to chime in basically at the same time. And I started to go down, and it made me realize that I think I really do honestly have almost every one of them memorized, which is pretty frightening considering that that's not my drug of choice, right? That's a little strange.
I'm like that with half a dozen other drugs that weren't my drug of choice.
I really wanted boring days. You know something? There's really something important about what Matt just said. I know that this really just went like this, but schedule your life. Schedule your life. Figure out a way all day, every day, so that you can have things to do. The average craving is 8 minutes. You got to get over it for 8 minutes long. For 8 minutes. We don't feel like that. We feel like it's an entire life because we give into the 8 minutes, which makes the 8 minutes go to 16 minutes. And we give into that. It becomes a half an hour. We give into that. And we get high. Right? And then 10 years goes by. Those clear or red plastic cups for the keg were easy to memorize. Red Solo cup. Hey, Tommy, an Australian here. Don't use Vegemite like peanut butter. When you first try it, use it very sparingly and have a good trip. Now, I will tell you something. I have tried Vegemite. This lovely yeast spread is something I have tried. Now, I'll be honest. The first time I tried it, I did try it like peanut butter. I did. I took basically a spoonful of it, which is a bad idea. Now, the second time I tried it, this is my proposal to Australia. When you back off and start allowing me to travel freely back and forth to your country, I'm gonna stop beating on Vegemite. Well, no, because you're kind to Vegemite anyway. You've got no pull in this. In the meantime, this stays here, and I'm sorry because I love my Australian friends, but this is my blackmail. If you've got a little juice in the department or the Ministry of Travel, right? Get on it. You know what to do. Handle that. I'm ready to stop beating on Vegemite. In fact, I'm ready to eat it in your country. I'll have a press conference first. All right, I can't back that last part up about eating it, but I'll stop picking on it. Why would one eat a yeast spread? Says the smartest person in the room.
How about that? That's why.
Shannon, allow me to think about this for a second. I got nothing. Does anyone else miss part of chit-chatting? You know what? We don't chit-chat as a society anymore. We don't talk, period, as a society anymore. Will I eat Marmite as well? No, but I will crap on Marmite as well. No, if allowed into if fully allowed into both countries, into Australia, if I can travel back and forth, not only would I be willing to stop abusing Vegemite, which my cat is touching with her paw at the moment, but I will also stop abusing Marmite. I don't know if you've seen this. Oh, but does that look good or what? Oh, yeah.
That stuff is delicious.
Yep.
I like Vegemite.
Looks like heroin and smells like crushed aspirin. Tell me that doesn't smell like crushed aspirin. Hold on a second. We're gonna do a taste smell here, because what I have in my right hand is a bottle of aspirin. I'll bet you can't. I'll bet you can't tell. If I crush these up, you will. No, you could not.
Of course I could.
Are you going to tell me they don't smell wicked similar?
I can taste this.
Are you telling me that they're not wicked similar?
They're not.
Oh, you're such a liar. I can't stand Johnny Scoville. I don't like him. I've never liked him. I don't know how I got stuck working with him. Calhoun, get him out of here. Security. I'm pretty sure my rider said Johnny was not to not be in the room. I got a funny story of my dad eating Vegemite. Well, KP, don't hold back on us. You can't just come out with that. Now we need to know the funny story. So type out the funny story because I'm going to kill a little time in the meantime. Squirrel, I'm sorry about the Vegemite. Let me move that so it's not touching your paw. And the need a little bit more cowbell has been moved as well. And if you were wondering, yes, this is literally the real deal. I'm in the process of doing a full restoration on this, but this is the original Mickey from the company that would later become Timex. But this was years before that. Years before that. I hope somebody got that reference. That was
for KP's funny story.
I'm waiting for KP's funny story too. I've been trying to kill time. So KP, you better be coming out with a good one. We're waiting. Crush aspirin. Why can I smell this in my head? Izzy, because you're sharp as a tack. That's why. Because you are smarter than the average bear. Yes, Tommy Bird, you have got this whole tardy and clueless thing down to a science. No, I'm kidding. We're gone, bud. And this is not just me. This is the entire clan. Well, almost the entire clan. But we are loading up, right? And heading to Albuquerque. Big Bugs Bunny town, you know. Bugs made reference quite often to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that is reason enough.
I'm leaving to go grab a shower. Love you guys.
Johnny Scoville, you heard this. He is leaving to grab a shower. Here's what you don't know. First one in 9 months. Now, whole house smells like a pepper. You would not have believed it. Must have made a wrong turn. See, ASAP Lizzie gets it. I love it. I love it. You will be seeing Johnny Scoville later today. I'm kidding, of course. Johnny has to shower like 6 times a day just to cover all of that. I mean, you've seen that thing, right? When he lets it down. And the photo, honestly, the photo of that down, that photo is probably 6 months old, right? That's an old photo. It really is. It's ridiculous how long that goatee thing is. Although mine was probably, I don't know. It was long. I had to when I lost mine in a chess tournament. Yeah, Gandalf. Thank you, Jeremy. Now, he likes doing this Gandalf the white thing, right? He's Gandalf the gray. Now he gets salty when I say that. Has his chest hair come back? It's in the process of coming back. It is in the process of coming back. Aha. Some randomly familiar sounding make-believe place, or might as well be for me. Never been west of St. Louis. And if you say it like that, like St. Louis, it also has a great reference to the rabbit. On the bright side, Tommy Bird, don't trip because we're heading east too. I really am going to be touring the country. That's no joke. I am figuring out the best way to make that happen. Blake Fox, could this be possible? You might be imagining that. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm willing to look it up. Spanx Calhoun, verify this for us, please. People, do you have any idea the power? Huh? Did you feel that?
What am I verifying?
Calhoun, verify this. If Disney is losing the rights to Mickey Mouse, to the original Mickey Mouse, that would be like Steamboat Mickey, I believe, was the very first of the. He's whistling. It's black and white. It's not a very. I don't know. It's not one of his better pieces. I don't think he would be the first to admit to you that he was not the greatest of animators. JD, I'm coming east. I promise you. I have mad love for the East Coast. You understand this? Paula,
You ready?
yes.
So let me check the date on this real quick. Yeah, so January that just passed, 2024
Yes.
January,
Yep.
Steamboat Willie, Walt Disney's first short film featuring Mickey Mouse, will expire and enter the public domain. So the
Aha.
image of Mickey on your watch is that image as well. I don't know. I mean, that's like,
Gotcha.
like the difference between old school Mickey and new Mickey, but that's from what I understand.
There is absolutely a big difference between Steamboat Willie. Davey says it will be a horror film now.
I mean, if you
Yeah,
go back
that's
and
that
watch old Mickey stuff, it's pretty it
creepy.
was a different time.
That was such a nice way to say it. What Calhoun really means is it was creepy. Some of the really old cartoons are creepy, man. They really are. I was not a fan of the original Mick. I wasn't. I didn't like Mickey until he got considerably higher voiced. Once like Silent Mickey was not a thing. I didn't dig Silent Mickey at all. But as you know, I would imagine that most, yeah, see creepy. Yep, JD, I'm with you. But but as they evolved him, you talk about just a lovable little mouse. I honestly remember my boy cutting under the rope at the Disney parade, right? You know how they do that parade every day. Calhoun was having no part of the that's where they hang out and we stay here part. None of it. None of it. He just walked under the rope, went up and gave Mick a big hug. And Disney put up with it pretty well, honestly. They didn't throw us out. Spanx made a career of this for his entire life. I've told the story on here before, but I was at a minor league baseball game with a friend of mine and Spanx Calhoun. And I had a really good buzz on. And I was just being a dad. I wasn't even being a bad person. But I went and got a hot dog. And in 6 seconds, I turned around and Calhoun was gone. And, this happens to you when you're sober. It's terrifying. It happens to you with 3 beers in you and you wish the world would end. And I mean, I couldn't breathe. I was looking around and I'm yelling for my friend. And I was like, I said, you go left. I'm going to go right. Like I just wanted to get to the closest exit. My heart was in my throat. But my boy comes up to me and goes, come here. I said, listen to me. He goes, no, come here, man. Take a deep breath. I said, because he was already laughing. I said, I'm not laughing. He goes, you will, dude. Just take a deep breath, man. And he hugged me and he walked me out into the little gangplank. And Spanx Calhoun was on the field, right? The baseball game on the field, hand in hand with the mascot, who was a bee. So Spanky was just walking around chilling with the bee while Dad was literally requiring CPR in the lobby because his heart had stopped. Something that Spanky had done to me about 9 times. But that one was a bad one. But yeah, he literally was just kicking it with the mascot. Spanky had a thing for large stuffed things that could walk around. Yeah, no, if he's not the reason, he should have been. Because I feel like there were already kid leashes. Because I think I remember discussing this with his mom at length. And God, we should have had one. We really should have had one. He was also an escape artist. You know what I mean? Like, I know all kids are like that, but he really was an escape artist. He needed a crib with the, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Underdog was fantastic for the record. I came very, very close once to getting an Underdog tattoo. And I don't do stuff like that. I don't do like cartoon characters or things like that. But Underdog was he was the underdog. They had kid harness. Yeah, that's what his mom and I were discussing was really the kid harness, that has it kind of looks like if you had 6 Spanx Calhouns, you could maybe win the Iditarod. I wonder if that's why I had no pants nightmares as a kid. Maybe. Donald and Daisy could be. Spanx was trusting. Oh, he was absolutely. He was trusting. And the other thing is, that he didn't have the gene that kids had. You remember when you were a kid and you hit that age where you realized that people were looking at you and you were instantly, you felt shy, or you felt embarrassed, or you felt like Calhoun didn't get that gene. And I didn't really have it either, which is kind of funny. But I think Spanky might have had it less than me. You know what, Kirsten? I'm glad that you like that, because story time is probably going to be, I'm going to end up doing a lot more of that in the future. And the reason being, it's my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? It's my wheelhouse. I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable in there. I'm so glad. Are we soon enough to talk about the Teletubbies? Huh? What do you think, Calhoun? Mutley was fantastic, for the record. I'm going on the record as saying Mutley was one of the all-time great.
Did I miss some Teletubby drama? I feel like that's an old cartoon.
Well, it was your genre. It was your generation's cartoon, right? And I used to have a good time picking on Calhoun. He was just old enough, right, that Teletubbies weren't cool. But if I wanted to pick on him, I could ask him about them like they were cool. I'd be like, "You want to watch Teletubbies?" kind of thing, and he would
embarrass me regularly.
I would try to embarrass him regularly, and it was fun. I had a good time with it, but he was not a fan. I think it was. I think if you were probably maybe because some of your cousins were of that genre. Oh no, he loved Barney. Oh God, did he love Barney? Spanky had a huge stuffed Barney too. Do you remember your huge stuffed Barney?
Somewhat.
He actually had two of them. One was given to you by, and I'm not being mean, right? I am not being mean. This is just what the man's name was, right? But he was given to him by a friend of ours who was one of the largest men you've ever seen.
Who will remain unnamed. That's fine.
He was Fat Mike is what the guy's name was. His name was Fat Mike.
We didn't have to.
He came. I remember the day that we got the Barney. He had just bought a truck, right, a brand new truck, and he had this stuffed Barney riding shotgun in his brand new truck, and this was a big stuffed animal, like not life size, but if you were 3 years old, it was life size, right? I mean, it was absolutely life size for a 3-year-old. But so Fat Mike pulled up in the truck, and I said to him, "Hey, new truck?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Nice, dude." I said, people in Texas didn't necessarily end up at this point in this time in history. Guys weren't buying a lot of Ram pickups. There was a lot of Chevys, a lot of Fords, but like the Ram thing was not. And I said to him, "You just a big Ram guy?" My best friend in high school had a Ram Charger. And he said, "No, actually, it was the only one I could fit in." He said, "The way that the other ones are done with the seats," he said, "it's just not possible." He goes, "But this one, it fits perfect." I said, "What's with the big ridiculous dinosaur?" And he goes, "It came with the truck." He goes, "For whatever reason, the dealership had a big stuffed Barney in it." And when he said the B word, Spanky exploded. Like he heard it. And, "Barney!" Like started to come unglued. And Fat Mike was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" I was like, "Oh man." He's like, "He can have it." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Yeah." Oh, I mean, it really was, like I said, it was life size if you were 3. So Calhoun was like, just the happiest kid in the world. Grabbed this. Unfortunately, my large friend did not make it much longer. I've told that story on this boat before too, but he passed, and me and a friend actually, we went over to see him and found him. It was terrible, and it was one of those things where we went into the guy's room and he had already passed, and he was laying on his bed, and my friend, he went like this, right, like he was going to mess with him, and he went up and slapped him on the butt, and it did nothing, right? And we were all pretty hard partiers back then, but nobody parties that hard, you know what I mean? And it sucks. And he lived on the 4th floor of an apartment complex that did not have an elevator, which was just remarkable anyway. But Pee Wee Herman was a genius. The Teletubbies are creepy. Pee Wee Herman was a genius. And you know, I feel really bad for Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman got screwed over horrifically. And so did a lot of other people. While we're on this isn't too soon. I'm doing this. Why would you go to an adult theater? I don't want to surprise anybody here. But that's kind of a participation kind of a film. You know what I mean? Like the people that go to watch those aren't just watching them. It's kind of a participation kind of a thing. So they went and watched Pee Wee go to an adult theater, watched him walk in, and then went and posted up and waited for him to do what he did and arrested him. And you know what? It's a rugged thing to do to somebody. If those theaters exist and we allow people to attend them, then we should have a pretty good idea what they're doing at them. Right? If that's a problem, we shouldn't have them. But boy, what a way to screw up a guy's life. And it's happened to other people too. What's an adult theater? Well, they used to show dirty movies, right? In theaters, because they used to not have these interweb things. So if you wanted to watch people doing the nasty, you actually had to either go to a movie theater, which required you to park 4 city blocks away, so that nobody could possibly ever think your vehicle could possibly be tied to that building, right? So you had to park in a different zip code, take 2 buses, a cab. Naughty flicks, yes, naughty flicks. Pee Wee Herman was framed, says Joe Bull Baggins. Jerry Rook says, I like to watch. Good for you. God bless you. I'm not mad at you. And it was a participation thing. He was in the process of, well, how did I word this the last time? Because it went over really well. He was in the process of not doing his taxes. I think that's how I said it last time. He was handling it himself, so to speak. You can't prove that. You can't prove that. I'm just suggesting that if these things ever existed, I would have parked far away from them. Never even having said that I've been to one. But if I had, I would have parked a long way away. I wouldn't have wanted anyone to see me. Then there was the second wave of that. And the second wave of that shame was, of course, the purple curtain. Hear Johnny laugh? I knew that laugh was coming. Are you familiar with the purple curtain?
I've heard of it.
Yes, he knows of it. Sometimes they were beads. They actually had beads. Huge fan of Roger Rabbit. I was a freshman in college when Roger Rabbit came out. Purple curtain at the video store. Behind that purple curtain, the movie titles were the same, but not quite the same, right? You didn't have, say, Beverly Hills Cop. You might have had Beverly Hills Cop, right? You didn't have Saving Private Ryan.
Saving Ryan Private.
You had Shaving Ryan's Privates, right? They were always just a little bit different than the normal titles. But this is not something you could just do if you grew up where we did, right? And I'll tell you why. Because the town was this big. I mean, literally this big. Piano Mom right now is thinking to herself, ooh, if there had been a theater, a movie rental place, and there might have been. But if there had been a small one in a place like that, I'm trying to think, up by Woodstock East, Garish Motors era.
By Spooner's Barn.
Across the street from Spooner's Barn, up the hill.
That's right.
There was a video rental place up there at one time. Then, and that one had the adult section. It really did. And then it moved downtown above Bentley's to a place called Stepper Video. The pizza place. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know what that pizza place was called? Mama Testa's. Have a seat. Who are you? Huh? Tell me that mine doesn't work. Mama Testis. Used to be home on a psychedelic slice, by the way. You could go to Mama Testis for the psychedelic slice on Friday nights. They would toss that pie. You had to pay a little extra, but you could get the psychedelic slice. I think I was a 6 or 7 year old kid when Roger Rabbit came out. One of the first movies ever saw in a theater. Shut up. How cool was that an experience to be one of the first films you ever saw in a theater? My goodness. That's one of the coolest things I've ever heard. Ever. I'm not joking. Ever. Because I remember my first movie, and it isn't even close to that cool. I'm not even going to tell you what it is now, because now I'll feel really embarrassed.
I don't remember my first.
Oh, I did.
Coffee this morning, let alone my first movie.
Davey loved Roger Rabbit. I have a picture, and if I find it, I promise you I'll put it up. If I find it, it's the worst picture ever taken of me. But if I find it, I will put it up. I look dead. I am a shade of white no human being has ever been, yet still managed to be alive. My freshman year in college, somebody took the picture, and it was a really, really big Roger Rabbit that we had that had also stuffed. And I had an arm around it. I was passed out from a lot of partying, and I had an arm around Roger Rabbit. And I was the exact same color as that rabbit. Like he and I were both just white. But I'm a fan. I was a huge Roger Rabbit fan. Oh, that's not such a bad first movie, though. And you're not that old. Sorry, but that's not that old. Great first. I mean, that's going yard. If that was your first movie, you did great. No, my first movie was so bad. I'm not telling anybody what it was. Don't ask. Not doing it. It's that bad. Hold on. Yeah. Would you say that out loud?
Look what I just said. I can tell you.
Oh, see that? See that? Johnny Scoville is worthless, man. This is supposed to be my guy.
You're a guy.
Yeah, my niece douche. You're supposed to have my
The
back.
guy that you walked all over about right before after I took a shower. I heard you.
What are you talking about?
Whatever.
What?
Just remember, it's chasetheheat@gmail.com.
That's right. Did you hear that? It's chasetheheat@gmail.com. Please do reach out to Johnny Scoville. I'm sure he'll answer. You're funny. You're funny. You know, people, your email will be buried among 60,000 others.
That's ridiculous.
Rob McMullen, good to see you. Hey, Rexican Messler, you're starting to be a little too good, and it's starting. I'm on the edge. I'm on the fence because he came through for me yesterday in a big way. But your first movie was Fantasia. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm so close to telling people what my first movie was.
Don't do it.
It's awful.
Don't do it. Seriously. I want to get paid for it.
Yeah, I understand.
If you do that, you take away
Hey,
my
Zelda.
screen.
Zelda.
Snag it,
Oh,
push it,
man. Tell me, honest to
That's
goodness,
pretty cool.
does everybody not tingle a little bit when they read that? Is it just me because I'm a dad with a daughter or what?
No, that's pretty good.
That's pretty cool, Zelda. That really is. That's pretty cool. You know what, Johnny? I don't know what you did, but I saw Anik Alexander laughing at it, and that makes me nervous. You know why?
Called me that I picked up. You didn't realize you did it.
You know why? Because she's got a really quick sense of humor, and if
No,
she's
she has
laughing,
quick hearing is what she has. It wasn't a sense of humor. It was something she heard you say.
M71 says, I had a Timex Mickey watch a million years ago. Well, I'm going to tell you something. This Timex, pre-Timex Mickey watch that I just showed you is a million years old. It was sent to me by a great crew member here on the lifeboat. I am doing a full restoration.
No,
of
wait.
this.
The piano mom says we still have a drive-in. Where is there a drive-in?
Oh, there are still drive-ins. Oh, you mean where are they in VT?
Yeah. Red Vegas probably has one.
I don't think Vegas had that. That's not
But
the
she's saying piano mom just said we still got
Randolph.
Randolph. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, Randolph.
I know it wasn't where we
No.
resided.
No.
That'll work. I remember the last movie I saw. The last movie I saw in a drive-in theater was with you. Remember what we saw?
No.
We saw Point Break. We had
Oh my
skydived like literally
God.
a week before.
And we packed so many people.
In the
Oh,
trunk and stuff.
we did. I
Just like
remember
in the
this
old
now.
days.
I remember this now. It was in Utah. Well, Texas. Yeah, it was right after skydiving. Smokey and the Band. It was your first move. Oh man, J-Rock, how cool is that? I don't like you, Johnny. I don't like you at all. Johnny's rotten.
I won't share it.
So where is this Pepperfest or chili thing y'all are coming to AB for? Did I miss that? Well, I probably announced it or I didn't. I'm not good at this.
It's the Fiery Food Fest in Albuquerque.
It's the Fiery Food Fest in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which we get by missing a left-hand turn at something or other. At Des Moines.
Right.
We missed the left-hand turn at Des Moines and ended up at the Albuquerque, New Mexico Pepper Festival. Fiery Food Festival. Is this not one of the biggest festivals?
It's huge.
You're Johnny Scoville. You
All
should
the
be able to
people,
tell me.
it's bigger than Rhode Island. It's big.
Wow. Did you hear that? He said it's slightly bigger than Rhode Island.
Okay, that may have been a slight exaggeration, but it's a big, big show.
It's a big, big show. Okay.
He likes a big
one. My brother's absolutely stupid, but he's funnier than hell. Well, oh, you know what? Who said that?
What is?
Rolling Stone says Escape to Witch Mountain.
Oh.
And it was one of my first two. You know what?
I'll tell you in a second.
Doubleheader. No joke. No joke.
You're stealing my thunder. Damn it.
Doubleheader.
Here we go.
Go ahead.
Brace yourself.
What was the second one, Johnny?
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
It was. It was a doubleheader. Escape to Witch Mountain, which, by the way, still holds up. It's a classic. Aged well. Fantastic film. Escape to Witch Mountain.
No, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, not so much. Not sure if you've seen that one recently, but damn. Eastbound and down on the road ain't checking. That's Mary Jones. God bless you. What is to become of Squirrel while you are road tripping? Roberta, did you think we're not bringing Squirrel? Please.
She and Mama Scoville are going to get like this.
Yeah. Cannonball Run and Convoy are movies from my childhood. Yeah, absolutely.
Cannonball Run.
Let me tell you what a big deal that was for people that don't get it. I had an uncle that literally bought a CB radio for his car. Yeah, it had an effect. I'm sorry.
He was into it.
I'm sorry. Could you say this in my good ear? That can't be Ragnar.
Right.
Can that be Ragnar?
I don't know what you're saying.
How about up where my face is, down to the right? Right here, Johnny Scoville. How heavy is that cat? Asks Ragnar.
Oh, okay.
Huge.
What do you think it weighs? 12 pounds? 15 pounds?
She's about an 11-pound kitty, I think.
Maybe 12 pounds.
Yeah. She's not super heavy, but that is Ragnar. Are you the Ragnar is the question. Because I feel like it's been a really long time.
Ragnar's been with me forever.
I know. I'm pretty sure that
In fact, I think we were just talking about that yesterday on a comment.
Well, Ragnar just gave me a question mark with Ragnar. It may not be the same Ragnar.
Look, the last comment I got was Ragnar.
Okay. Well,
Ragnar's a rock star.
you had an 18.5-pound cat.
Wow. That's a big one.
Wow. Spanx Calhoun did have a cat that weighed 20.
I thought that was 25.
The last time I weighed Ralph, he was 22 pounds.
Big animal.
And he was not a Maine Coon. He was just a massive pussycat.
Were we overfeeding him? What was the deal?
No. He was not fat. He was no Ralph. There was not a part of that cat that was fat. We shaved him. You remember with his
I
fur
remember.
off. He was just you shaved him. I just cleaned it up after you did it. But no, he was solid. He was just a big cat. Like his front paws were like this big. He looked like a Maine Coon cat. He just wasn't.
I loved that
I mean,
cat.
Look at his sister.
A Russian blue and a Maine Coon.
He looked like a cross between a Russian blue and a Maine Coon. That's exactly what he looked like. And what's funny is,
He may have been a Russian blue.
well, everybody said that they thought he was a Russian blue, but the reason that I didn't think that is I knew his mother, and I also owned his sister, right? So,
Which sounds funny.
his sister Alice was not a huge kitty. She was a very, very dainty, very ladylike 9-pound kitty cat. And her brother was twice her size. And mom was named Oreo and was a black and white cat. So she gave birth to gray kitties. They did not know who the dad was. Apparently quick over the fence and then gone. So we didn't know who dad was, but we were very aware who mom was.
Ralph and Alice were the runts of the litter as well, and Ralph ended up being
Ralph
huge.
and Alice were the runts of the litter, which is funny. I think I'm leaving, people. I think I just got the hook, and that's Johnny Scoville telling me that I really am gone. So this has been fun. This right here, this is a cat in a basket.
Oh,
And
here,
she's
let me,
looking. Do you see that look on that cat's face? That is the cat. That is the look that says they're talking about food. Hey, use the T word. I want them to see the kitty disappear. The T word.
She can't get down.
And
fast
she's
enough.
off. All right, people. We will see you from the road. We are documenting this debaucherous road trip. Safe, Ron. I hope we do. I hope we do safe. I'll be honest with you. The Scoville brothers have not had a colossal. We've not done well with road trips in the past, but we're sober. This one's going to be great, right? What could possibly go wrong? We'll see you guys in Albuquerque, New Mexico, providing we do not miss our turn at Des Moines. I'm Captain Tommy. That's my kid. Where you at? There he is. All right, people. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.